fáilte achara. Welcome, friend, to the first episode of At the Learning of Irish podcast. We are going to be looking at greetings today and some basic things you may be saying in a conversation. The words that I'll be saying will be in the show notes, and I really suggest that you look those words up in abair.ie, abair.ie. Choose the accent of your choice and see how that sounds, as I am not a native Irish speaker and I am from North America, so it is really worth it to hear how it would be said in an Irish accent. I'll also be putting some videos in the show notes that I've found that may be helpful with this subject, keeping in mind that they are current as of July 2026, and if you are accessing this at a later date, they may not be. Alright, and with that said, let's go. So the first thing you'll want to say when meeting a new person is probably hello, and in Irish, that is duit, if you are the first person saying it. Now, it doesn't mean literally hello, it actually means God with you, or like, may God be with you, keeping in mind that there still are elements in the Irish language that are really religious, and you don't necessarily have to be religious to use them. This is just how the language is. So if you are the first person, you would say duit, and the person will respond to you, Gia is Muire, which means God and Mary be with you. So, Gia huit, God with you, or hello, and Gia is Meiriceá, and God and Mary with you. Now, the next thing you may want to know is how somebody is. I think in Ireland it's similar as in North America, in that when people ask this, they maybe don't want to know every single detail of how you actually are. It's just sort of part of a greeting. There are many ways to ask how someone is, but the way that's listed in the standard is Conas atáiltu. How are you? Conas atáiltu. Conas atáiltu. And to answer, you would say tá mé, which means I am. Tá mé. Gama, I'm good. Tá mé dona, I am bad. Tá mé hiontach, I am wonderful. Tá mé raibh, I am amazing, really good. Tá mé Ceart galore, I'm okay. Also, tá mé tau is I'm fine, I'm grand, but it kind of means like I'm okay. Tá mé Tuirseach, I am tired. This is one I hear quite a lot from adults. Seems like we're always tired. And then if you want to know how the person is that asked you, you could just say Agus féin, which is like, and you yourself, and you. So, how are you? Conas atáiltu. Tá mé, I am. Gama, good. Dona, bad. Hiontach, wonderful. Raibh, amazing. Ceart galore, okay. Tau, fine. Tuirseach, tired. Agus féin, and you. And I will add that you may hear Agus féin, as that is indeed how it's spelled now. And it's always nice to be polite, so you may thank someone for asking. To thank someone in Irish, it's go raibh ma agat. But said quickly, it would sound like go raibh mahad. Go raibh ma agat. This means thank you, but it literally means may there be goodness at you, or may you have goodness. It's a blessing, which is its entire own different form in Irish. But in any case, all you need to know is that's how you say thank you. Now, there's a few ways to say you're welcome. One, kind of casual, could be like, oh, don't mention it. Na habair, don't mention it. Now, the way that you're most likely going to hear is technically grammatically incorrect. However, this is how most people in Ireland say it, so I think that makes it correct. And that would be tá fáilte romhat, which literally means there's a welcome before you in like welcome to the shop, welcome to my house, whatever. But it is used to mean you're welcome. It's sort of like a bearlachas, I think, is the term for it. So an English-Irish mixture. So, gurv mahagat, tá fáilte romhat. Or, na habair, don't mention it. So you probably want to know what someone's name is. And to ask that in Irish, you just say, tusa, which means, who are you? But it's not rude to say it like that. So, tusa is an easy way to ask someone who they are, what their name is. Now to answer that, you would say, is mise, and then use your name. So, is mise Julian? And again, like in earlier, you can just say Agus to ask the person who asked you, and they'll answer. So, tusa, who are you? Is mise Julian? It's me, Julian. And you may want to know where they're from. Who is one way to say it. You can also say cod as tu. So who. Who. Where are you from? And to answer, you will say is, as, the place that you're from, and then may. So a different structure that we're seeing here than we saw earlier. But who is as Meiriceá may. I'm from Meiriceá. Most countries in Irish are gendered feminine. This is not a literal gender. This is a grammatical function. If you've never had to learn another language, this may be something really foreign to you. At this point in your learning journey, you probably don't need to know that much about it, but I think it's worth learning some of these things early on so you don't have to relearn them later. So just keep it in your pocket that most countries in Irish are feminine, except for America and England for some reason. So, who? Where are you from? Is as Meiriceá may. I'm from America. The United States is Stáit Aontaithe Mheiriceá. You could also be from Canada, which is feminine, and that's pretty easy. It's just Canada, spelled a little differently. Scotland is Albain. Ireland is Éire. England is Sasana. France is on ronk. Germany on your maun. And of course there are a ton more countries out there. I would suggest getting an Irish dictionary and looking them up, or using one of the dictionaries online like folklore.ie or Chonglin, both of which will be linked in the show notes. Anyway, so nowadays it's quite likely that we are from somewhere else originally and live in a different place now. And so if you want to know where someone is living now, you could say cá bhfuil tú I do chónaí. And it means where do you live? Literally, it means where are you in your living? Sort of an example how, as I mentioned in episode 0, Irish is structured way differently than English. So, cá bhfuil tú I do chónaí. Where are you in your living? Where do you live? And you answer, tá mé I mo chónaí. I live. Say where you live. It can be a city, it could be a country, it could be a description. For example, tá mé I mo chónaí. I live I leor na Ceartach, in the center of the city. You could live in the countryside, faoin tusa. Tá mé I mo chónaí faoin tusa. You could live in the city. Tá mé I mo chónaí sa chathair. Or you could live maybe on the outskirts of town. Tá mé I mo chónaí imol na bhaile, or imol na bhaile, whichever you prefer. And again, like with the others, you can say agus tú haon. Or you could say agus tú haon cá bhfuil tú I do chónaí if you wanted to. maybe get some practice saying the phrase. And then after all that, there are of course more questions you can ask. We will address those in another episode. I don't want to overload you. You can say nice to meet you. Jas bula lat. Jas bula lat. Jas means nice. I've heard a few times in various classes that it's where we get the word jazz from, actually. Jas, spelled differently, in Irish means nice, and jazz, the music, which is really nice to listen to. And then to say goodbye, you could say slán, just bye, or you could say slán go fóill, bye for now. Alright, we're just going to run through these really quickly one more time to hopefully help stick them in your mind. Take some time, watch the video, go through the list, put the words on abair.ie, and clachta, practice, practice, practice. Alright, Gia ruit. Gia is Meiriceá ruit. Conas atá tú? Well, tá mé go maith. Agus tú féin. Tá mé Ceart go leor. Guribh mahab. Na habair. Cé tusa? Well, is mise Julian. I guess cé tusa? Cé asú? Is as Meiriceá mé. Cá bhfuil tú I do chonnaí? Tá mé I mo chonnaí I Draw, Virginia, and that's Virginia Beach. It's fear. It's true. Agus tú féin? Jas bula lat. Slán go fóill. And that's it. Slán go fóill. For real. Bye.